Welcome back, Internet friends, to Daphne's Case Files. Today I will be talking about Melodee Buzzard. She has been missing, the authorities are saying, since October 7th of 2025. Melodee is from the state of California and it is said that her mother drove her to Nebraska and she's been missing ever since. We are going to go over to the news and I'm going to tell you all about this. So, today, this was just updated not too long ago. It's stating that Melodee Buzzard disappearance new surveillance photos show missing California girl, age 9, in possible disguise. So, this story is just getting stranger and stranger. I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you, and you guys let me know what you think.
County Sheriff's Office now asking for your help to help find a 9-year-old girl, Melodee Buzzard. The investigation began Tuesday after a school administrator reported Melodee's prolonged absence. The Sheriff's Office says when they went to Melodee's home, they found her mother, but not Melodee. There's no clear explanation provided for her whereabouts. The last confirmed sighting of Melodee was about a year ago. The department released this photo of Melodee, which was taken about 2 years ago. If you have any information, you're asked to call Sheriff's Detectives. There's the number at your screen, 805-681-4171.
That picture, that photo, it just breaks my heart.
I know,
Yeah.
so sad.
Okay, now down here it says California authorities released new surveillance images and it had her with a hood on. Now I want to go over to
a blind spot that's never out of sight.
I want to go over to Facebook where they just posted an update as well. So let's go over to Facebook. And I always find that Facebook always has like the quickest updates, guys, with these cases. So this is a new case for me. And let me make myself smaller so you guys can see this. And it's saying 3 minutes ago that Melodee Buzzard disappearance new surveillance photos. And this is the photo of her. Okay, with the hood on. Just open up the full article right here. So they're saying this could be her. Now, it does look like her, right? It looks like her a lot. If you come up here and look here, we just watched this video. So I'm going to read this. Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, which is in California, said its investigation into the disappearance of Melodee Buzzard began on October 14th after a school administrator reported her extended absence. It says deputies then responded to her home in Lompoc, Lompoc, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and encountered her 35-year-old mother, Ashley Buzzard, although Melodee was not at home. And no verifiable explanation for her whereabouts was provided. As part of this update, detectives are sharing surveillance images of Melodee captured at a local car rental business on October 7th. In the photo, Melodee is wearing the hooded sweatshirt, which is seen down below right here. Okay, so that was October 7th, guys. Okay, and what appears to be a wig that is darker and straighter than her natural hair. The sheriff's office said in a Friday's update, investigators believe the wig may have been used to alter her appearance. Detectives also note that Ashely is known to wear wigs as well. Okay, and then it just says, through their ongoing investigations, detectives have narrowed down the critical timeline. So timelines are always critical, guys, in these cases of these missing children. Okay, they're the most important thing is the timelines, guys. And it says the critical timeline between October 7th and October 10th. Investigators have confirmed that Ashely was seen returning to her Lompoc residence on October 10th, which is in California, driving the same rental vehicle she departed with on October 7th. But Melodee was not in the car, the sheriffs continued. And then this here, we're going to click on that in just a minute. It says mom is not cooperating with investigators. So it says investigators understand that this 3-day road trip from California to Nebraska, which is pretty far. I mean, it's not too far, but it's pretty far, with the return trip including the state of Kansas. Detectives are now focused on determining where Melodee was during those days and where she may be now. Okay. There was also, I was watching a video the other day, and her mother was burning stuff in the fireplace. And supposedly, because there's locals there that are picketing, and they said there's a bunch of pieces of like paper and something coming out of the fireplace. That's crazy, right? Anyways, it continues to say Melodee Buzzard is described by police as being 4'6", okay, and weighing approximately 60 pounds. Wow. 60 pounds at 9 years old? 60 pounds at 9 years old, guys. That's, wow. Okay, is that like, that seems really light to me, right? I don't know. With brown hair, brown eyes, our detectives are following every lead in this case. We continue to seek information from the public that can help us find Melodee. The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Bill Brown said, we remain determined to bring her home safely. Now, I came across a great video, and I want to show you guys that in just a minute as well. It says the investigation indicates that Melodee was with her mother as recently as October 7th. It has been determined that Ashely may have driven with Melodee. So Ashley's the mom, okay? And may have driven with Melodee, the 9-year-old girl, from California to Nebraska in a rental car, a white Chevy Malibu. And here's the license plate, guys. It's a rental. And it should have GPS on it if it's a rental, right? And it says, and if she goes through any toll places, they always have the toll things at the top. The rental cars do. Anyways, it says she traveled with her Meso to locations outside of Santa Barbara County, California, to include as far as the state of Nebraska, the agency said. So they're not too sure, but this is what they're thinking. The vehicle was determined to be a rental car and is no longer in Ashley's possession, so she no longer has the rental car. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office said Melodee remains at a risk of a missing persons, while her mother has been uncooperative with the investigators, guys. Okay? Now check this out. We're going to go to here. This was on the 17th. So this will just give you a little bit of background before we go to the video I want to play, because in this video, it says something in these recent cases with these mothers have been acting the same. They're quiet. They don't say much. They're not out there looking for their child. And that is like not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. If you've watched missing persons cases and when they've actually convicted the mother, a lot of times they act like this. Okay, let's go to read this so you guys are caught up if you haven't heard anything about this case yet. So this is the beginning. This was October 17th, early on, right? Just last week. It says, Melodee Buzzard, mom of missing California 9-year-old, not cooperating with investigators. I'm just going to read this to you. The briefing. So as a Southern California, officials sought the public's help, okay, with finding missing 9-year-old girl. Melodee Buzzard last confirmed sighting was over a year ago. What? Investigators say her mother provided no clear explanation for her daughter's whereabouts. And then it says Southern California authorities are asking for the public's help in finding a 9-year-old girl. Okay, so this is what happened. So the school administrator had reported of her prolonged absence. Like, because the mother, I guess, didn't say, hey, she's being out of school because of this, or remove schools or something. You know what I mean? It tracks your child if they're learning somewhere else or if they went to a different school. Anywho, it says Santa Barbara County Sheriff's officials said the case was launched Tuesday after a school administrator reported Melodee Buzzard's prolonged absence. It says when deputies went to the family's home in the 500 block of Mars Avenue in the Lompoc area, they found her mother, but not the little girl. In addition, there was no clear explanation for her whereabouts. Isn't she cute? Look at her. Look at her hair. It's so pretty. Her hair is so pretty. Says the department released a photo of Melodee, which authorities said was taken about 2 years ago. So this photo was taken 2 years ago when she was 7, guys. 7. Wow. Sheriff officials say the mother has been she's not cooperating with them at all. Nothing. What they're saying in a Friday press release, sheriff's officials said the mother, Ashley Buzzard, has been uncooperative with investigators. Lompoc Unified School District deserves credit for recognizing that something wasn't right, reaching out, and continuing to assist in investigation, said Lieutenant Chris from the Criminal Investigation Division. He added, this important update helps narrow a significant gap in the timeline of when she was last known to be seen, and because of that, we're closer to understanding what happened to Melodee. And then it gives information if you see Melodee at all, call the sheriff, Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office at 805-681-4150. And then you could submit tips online as well. So now I want to bring you over to YouTube, because I couldn't have said this better myself, guys. Let's go to YouTube. I'm telling you, these mothers, they all act the same, guys. They all act the same. All right. Now, this is Vinnie Politan, okay? And they do the court TV. And I'm actually just going to start it from the beginning because it'll give you an idea of what is going on in this case, guys, okay? But around the 5-minute mark is what I want you guys to hear.
Months, deputies visited the Mars Avenue home and found only her mother, Ashley Buzzard, who offered no explanation for Melodee's disappearance. Investigators say Melodee was with her mother as recently as October 7th and may have been transported hundreds of miles away in a rented white Chevrolet Malibu, possibly as far as Nebraska. The mother remains uncooperative, and missing child signs now line the neighborhood as family members demand answers. The FBI has joined the search, but the trail remains cold, and the question still looms. Where is Melodee Buzzard? I'm Vinnie Politan. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Closing Arguments. And unfortunately, we have another missing child we're going to talk about tonight. And, through the years, I've noticed a disturbing common theme among mothers of missing children. Let me explain what I mean. Let's start with Lori Vallow Daybell. Mm-hmm. This is someone who was confronted about her children, and she lied about JJ and Tylee. Just didn't tell the truth about where they were. Made up stories, like literally out of thin air, involving her friends, and we get it. We get it. She lied because they were dead, murdered, and buried in her 5th husband's backyard. I get it why she lied. Then there's that woman from Central Florida, you know who I'm talking about, with the initial CA, had a daughter named Kaylee. Yeah. Well, she lied all about Kaylee. Didn't tell the truth. Made up a story about Zanny the nanny. Confronted by her own parents, Kaylee's grandparents, and makes up a story.
And not to mention, and I hate this because she is not talked about enough, but Haley Cummings of Florida and Satsuma, Florida. Okay, it's another rural area, and Dad was at work that night. I've covered this case a few months back. Dad was at work. Okay. Stepmom, which wasn't even over 18 yet. She was 17. So she watched the kids. Haley, okay, who was 6. And then the little brother, I believe he was 3 or 4, but he wasn't really verbal. Like, he was nonverbal. Well, this is what was stated, that stepmom or girlfriend or whatever she was at the time, Misty Cummings, excuse me, Misty Crosland, she stated that somebody broke in to the house, grabbed Haley and took off, okay, and left the back door open with a cinder block. And she lied so much, guys. She lied so much. This happened in what, 2008 or 9? They still have not found that poor little baby's body. And if you guys haven't heard about Haley Cummings, go watch that case. Is devastating. But they did arrest Misty. They did arrest her on rug charges because they couldn't get her to tell them where Haley's body was. And they know, guys, they know. Dad was also arrested on rug charges, even though they knew he had nothing to do with it. But they did a sting operation. Unfortunately, he was doing rugs too. But the dad had nothing to do with it. He was at work. But he just kind of lost his mind after that. He had full custody because his wife had problems with rugs too. It's just a sad situation, guys. But that little girl has never been found as well. All right, I'm going to let y'all listen to this.
It invents a person who was watching Kaylee for 31 days. Complete lie. And she lied about other things too, but lied about where her missing child was.
Yep.
Leilani Simon, you may or may not remember her, from Georgia, South Georgia, lied about her son Quentin, who's like the cutest kid you've ever seen. Made up this story. In the end, it turns out she murdered him, threw him in the garbage, and they had to recover his remains from a landfill. Now, 2 out of those 3 paid for their lies. 1 did not pay for her lies. But that's the way our system works. You've got to prove the case beyond any and all reasonable doubt and convince all 12 jurors. And sometimes prosecutors can't do it.
And that's what I keep talking about with the Jack and Lily case, guys. The police are doing their best, okay? But they have to have a solid case. They have to dot all I's and cross all T's. So they have a solid case, or else it's for nothing. It's for nothing if they don't, okay? Trust me, these police are working hard. They're working very hard.
Let's talk now about little Melodee and her mom, Ashely. Little different here. I'm not getting a sense that she is lying about everything. I'm getting a sense that she's just not saying anything and she's not cooperating.
Nothing.
Which is an interesting tact when you have a missing child that you are solely responsible for. The child's nowhere to be found and you're not saying anything. Yep. Well, let's dive into this story. Here's what we have from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. Through their investigation, detectives have gathered evidence indicating that Melodee was with her mother, Ashely, as recently as October 7th of this year. Detectives have also determined that Ashely may have driven with Melodee in a white Chevy Malibu. This is important, okay, for folks who may be able to help in this case. License plate number 9MNG101 to locations out of their home county of Santa Barbara County in California, to include as far as the state of Nebraska. So if you live anywhere between Nebraska and Santa Barbara County, need to pay attention. You might be able to help this at this point. Yep. At this point in the investigation, Ashley Buzzard remains uncooperative and has not provided detectives with any information about Melodee's current location or condition. The primary goal of this investigation is to verify the location and welfare of Melodee Buzzard and to ensure that she is safe. The mom is saying nothing, which is absolutely bizarre. Well, let's get some more details and some more information. And joining us tonight in Santa Barbara County from our Scripps News Group, reporter Crystal Bermudez, who has been covering this story more in depth than anyone else. So, Crystal, I'm so glad that you're able to join us tonight. We appreciate your time. Let's start here because this is the first time we're doing the story for folks. How about some background about Melodee, her mom, Ashley, their living arrangements, and any information about Melodee's dad?
Yeah, Vinny. Well, just to start us off, I've been in contact with spokesperson Raquel Zick with the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department. She did confirm with me that when they looked into the home, that home is under Ashley Buzzard and Melodee Buzzard. So they do live together. There's no indication of anyone else living there. However, the more I am piecing more information, I'm seeing that neighbors are noticing a common theme here, right? That the little girl was often seen home and sheltered and didn't really get the opportunity to play with other kids on the boat.
What case? Jack and Lily were sheltered. Do you remember them using that word? Sheltered. Jack and Lily were sheltered. We never heard about little kids coming over and playing with them. What about Sebastian Rogers? Sheltered. He never had friends come over and stay the night, right? Mom said he was awkward. Stepdad said he didn't have friends. What he called friends were his peers at school and his special classes. Guys, this is not normal. This is not normal actions for parents to act like this. It's absolutely absurd. Now listen to this part.
Block. I'm not that far away right now. I'm about 5 minutes away from the Vandenberg Village home. But from what I'm hearing from spokesperson Raquel Zick, who has been, again, communicating with me about the whereabouts of Melodee, it seems like at this point, we were able to get confirmation because of that prolonged absence that the school district had brought attention to, right? They hadn't seen Melodee for quite some time. So originally during this investigation, it had been a year long that we didn't know in that timeline of where Melodee's whereabouts were. Then that narrowed down to August of 2025. And now with our recent update, the one that you just read there, Vinny, they're now narrowing this down between October 7th through October 14th, which investigators tell me this is really helpful in, again, locating Melodee Buzzard and pleading the public to use the information that they're sharing. Have you seen this woman with a child in that white Chevy Malibu? Any time between that time frame of October 7th through October 14th. And again, when you think about how far Nebraska is from Vandenberg Village here in Santa Barbara County, that's about a 20-hour drive. So if anyone has information, spread those photos around to see if anyone has had the opportunity or chance to locate Melodee in that pathway between here and Nebraska. I'm actually parked right now outside of a gas station, and while I was driving around, there's photos everywhere, flyers that says, "Can you help locate Melodee Buzzard?" So the community here is really coming together and trying to spread that word around to help locate her.
And they absolutely are trying to spread that word around. They're actually having a vigil tonight. And the neighborhood has been posted up at the mother's house where Melodee and the mother live together. So the neighborhood has came together to fight for this missing 9-year-old girl. Now, I want to take you over to the newest news article about the visual. I always say visual, but it's vigil. I don't know why I can't say that properly. I always hear JLR say he can't say it either, so I don't feel as bad. So they're having a candlelight vigil for Miss Melodee, and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay. Oh, if I can pull it up. There we go. The investigation expands into Canada, you guys. What is going on with these mothers? What is going on? I can't believe it.
You are kidding, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so this article says the investigation expands into Kansas. That's crazy. So we're gonna watch this video here. It literally just came out. Hopefully there's no ads. Let me see here. All right, hopefully there's not 100 ads. So let's see, I'll turn the volume down.
2025.
There we go. All right, we'll just have that there until the ads stop playing, and then we're gonna play this video. That stupid sound check keeps going off. Okay, so now they have expanded the search for Melodee into the state of Kansas in the United States of America. So California, Nebraska, Kansas. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. All right.
Tonight with the latest on the search for missing 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. New images of the Vandenberg Village girl were released today. According to the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, surveillance photos from a car rental business show Melodee on October 7th. This is just the most recent revelation as the search intensifies to find her. It comes as people in the community continue to demand answers from the girl's mom, setting up a vigil today outside of her home.
I'm Crystal Bermudez, your community reporter here in Vandenberg Village, where Friday night prayers and candles lit up a neighborhood here along Mars Avenue, following new details that were released in the search for 9-year-old Melodee Buzzard. The sheriff's office announcing they've now narrowed down the timeline of when Melodee was last seen.
We pray for Melodee and her safety, Father God. We also pray for Ashely. We lift her up, Father God, and we just ask that you continue to give us answers, Father God.
Melodee's father's side of the family organized the vigil, saying they refuse to give up hope.
If she's listening, we love you. We're here for you. And we just want you to be happy and call me.
While Melodee's father died in a motorcycle crash when she was 6 months old, his mother tells me he's there in spirit.
This is my baby boy. And he's gone, and she was just a baby, but here, I took this picture at the hospital. I walking in, and he said, Mom, wait, Mom. I know your dad is watching you from heaven. I love you, baby.
Family members say the weight of each day without answers is unbearable.
I just can't stop thinking about this, and I hope something good comes out of this.
People across the Lompoc community tell me they felt called to come out.
Melodee, we love you. We care about you. We want you to be safe.
The Santa Barbara County District Attorney's Office confirmed with KSBY News it is consulting with the Sheriff's Office on this case, with authorities saying Melodee's mother has been uncooperative with the investigation. I reached out to a local attorney for insight on options authorities could have.
If that little girl doesn't turn up, they could file charges against the mother, and they could file child endangerment charges, felony child endangerment charges.
Investigators say Melodee's last known whereabouts were during a 3-day road trip to Nebraska with her mother between October 7th and October 10th. That included a stop in Kansas.
If you were to take a direct route there and back, it would not necessarily include the state of Kansas, but the route on the way back did include the state of Kansas.
When her mother returned, authorities say Melodee was not with her. At this time, Melodee's case remains a missing person investigation. Authorities are asking anyone who may have seen her, possibly wearing a wig with a gray hoodie between October 7th and October 10th during that interstate trip, to contact their tip line immediately. In Vandenberg Village, Crystal Bermudez, KSBY News.
Wow, guys, that's devastating. So the father as you heard, had passed away when Melodee was just 6 months old, guys. But you can see that the grandmother really cares for her granddaughter. She's so upset, and that was heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking to hear her talk. Now I want to go over to Google Maps and kind of give you a vision. If you're not from the United States, because I know I have a lot of people from Canada that follow me because for the Jack and Lily case, and I want to give you a idea of kind of like where they traveled from. So we're going to go over to Google Maps here just for a moment, and then I'm going to share the timeline with you as well. So let's go down here. Okay, so this is what do they say, Lompoc, California. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of scroll out here. So this is so this is south, right? The South California, Santa Clara. Well, where is it at? Pismo Beach. Okay, and then you have let's see. So yeah, it's pretty south. Yeah, it's South California. So then you have, let's do this here. We're going to just scroll out. Remember, they went to Nebraska. Goodness gracious. Come on, scroll out. So, okay, picture this. Nebraska, or California right here. Nebraska. And they said it was 3 days. Now, mind you, usually it's, so from California to the middle of the United States is what? So it's like 3,000 miles from here to here usually. So it's about 1,500 miles. And then to drive back, that's 3,000 miles. That's a long trip, right? And then they're driving through the mountains, of course, too. So she must have went somewhere on the border of Nebraska for them to be looking into Kansas, right? They didn't tell us where at Nebraska, but it has to be somewhere on the border, right? That's what I'm thinking. This is just so sad. What do you guys think? Why would she just take off? Why would she just take off and hide? Now, they said that she was last seen on October 7th. So why would she just leave? What is her end game here? Right? Like, what made her do this, the mom? Did she go crazy? What? Like, did she sell her daughter? What happened here, guys? Now, did you hear the one detective that was just talking? He says it will go to the attorney general and they'll get her for child abandonment and stuff, at the least, if they can't find Melodee. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take you to I'm going to take you over here to the timeline. Okay. Somebody did up a timeline, and these are very important. Like I said, they're very important in these cases. So this is recent. Someone just did this recently, not too long ago. See if I can zoom in here, guys. There we go. Okay. The most recent photo and verified sighting available at the onset of the investigation, 2023. Okay, and then it says in 2025, so it took them over a year. Okay, no, it says verified sighting there. So the Lompoc Unified School District verified sighting, 2025. And then it said October 7th, 2025, okay, which is just, what, a few weeks ago. Verified sighting of Melodee and Ashely beginning a road trip to Nebraska, where Ashely returned to Lompoc without Melodee. Okay, and then on the 14th, it says 14th of October, Check the welfare request by Lompoc Unified School District prompts onset of missing persons investigation. Ashley was contacted at the residence and could not provide a reasonable explanation of her daughter's whereabouts. On the 15th of October, detectives served a search warrant at her residence, Melodee search warrant for her home. Melodee is not located. Ashley remains uncooperative, right? And this was what, 10 days ago on the 15th. On the 18th, the FBI joined the investigation. On the 22nd, which was 3 days ago, Melodee remains an at-risk missing person. Ashley remains uncooperative with investigators. Okay, so guys, this is just, it is so sad. What did she do to her daughter, guys? What did she do to Melodee? I want to hear your thoughts below. I want to hear, have you been following this case at all? Is this area local to you? Have you heard anything else going on? I'm part of the group on Facebook for Melodee. I will update you when I'm updated with information regarding Melodee, and I'm going to try to stay on it as much as I can. I don't understand. What did her mom do? Rent a car? Like, she had to plan this out to rent a car, right? And of course, you can't, like, the rental car is tracked. Like, you're being tracked when you're in a rental car. So what is going on? I honestly think something's going to happen soon. An arrest is going to be made or something. This is just nuts, especially if she's not cooperating. And then the neighbors the people in the neighborhood were talking about mom was burning stuff in the fireplace. What was she burning in there, guys? They said a bunch of paper was coming out. All right, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think happened to Melodee Buzzard. I also want to hear your thoughts, or if you are local to the area, if you want me to post any information for you, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Let's get justice for Melodee.